I don't know what that was all about, but greetings, everybody. I hope it's actually saying I'm live, not reconnecting. So, anyway, happy Sunday, y'all. Happy solar day. Um, if it's Easter that you're celebrating, happy Easter, happy 420, happy Taurus season to my fellow Tauruses. So, I wanted to come on here and do a little quick message. I wanted to tap into the divine consciousness of the Divine Mother energy for us, as well as the Christ consciousness energy. Ishtar and her connection to Easter, the fertility, the bunnies, the eggs, everything. And then Pele's energy coming through as well. So it's a lot of divine feminine energy, goddess energy coming through. Um, I don't know if you guys can see the thumbnail or you saw the thumbnail, but my daughter had given me some stickers. She's like, "Do you want any of these stickers?" And she gave me like a couple of them to choose from, and I chose these two. And this was Friday night, and I wasn't really thinking too much, but I love Hawaii, and I loved Hawaii's license plate. So the fact that it says sunrise, I didn't even pay attention to that. Just the solar energy of Christ and rise. I just, I don't know. And then the sun, I chose this sun, but it's a feminine energy sun. And I just, messages, spirit just be speaking to me. I don't know. Like it might sound crazy to some people, but that's a message I just took. I took that as a divine message. And yeah, let's tap in. I dropped my mic, literally dropped my mic drop, but not intentionally. All right, so let's tap in and see what messages for today. Now, I just really let me hold back. Let me step back because I kind of want to channel some messages first before I pull the cards and channel. I want to tap in um channel for a second because I feel like today is very a powerful energy shift for me personally. Now this could resonate with you guys as well. Um, hey Ruru, hello. Happy Ishtar. This energy is very powerful in a sense of like the transition and the changes. And I feel like that full moon kind of led up to this a little bit, depending on what type of intentions that you set. Um, for me, and then the whole window of like the Taurus season opening up as a Taurus, I feel um falling on Easter, it is like an energy of a birth or a rebirth, if you will. And this may be an energy that you guys are coming to. And yeah, there might be some revelations. It's so crazy. I'm getting a revelation right now. So if I'm all over the place, please forgive me. But like the story of Christ, right? The story of Christ definitely, I feel like representing different levels of the chakras. Specifically, the biggest chakra that represents Christ is the heart and the crown chakra. And I feel like those are the main points of that higher God consciousness. Christ consciousness is the tapping into the heart chakra, the gateway that opens up all um, chakras or going higher consciousness. It starts with the heart first, the gateway of the heart. It starts with compassion, forgiveness, um, selflessness. And what you'll find is that when you come into consciousness and you want to just share it with everyone, you want everybody to be put on, you want everybody to see life from a different perspective and to heal and to be better and so on and so forth. And you come into that, and some people will resent you for that, especially when you don't play the game or you don't fit into normal societal roles, that fit those those comfortable spots. You get demonized and criticized for making a change or making a change within yourself, or showing up as a good person or showing up as a kind person. You get taken advantage of, you get taken for granted. Um, People will only respect you once everyone else is respecting you, and once everybody else is, seeing you, then it's like, oh, now we'll appreciate you. Oh, now, we'll um show you some respect, or now you somebody. You know what I mean? And what you'll find is that the people that you love sometimes don't love you quite the same in the way that you love them, or just don't have the capacity to. And if you think about Judas, and how Judas turned his back on Christ, sold him out, or how Peter, I believe it was Peter. I always get it confused whether it was Peter or Paul, but I cannot remember who it was. But I think it was Peter that denied Christ 3 times, and he told him, like, "You're gonna deny me in front of these people." Um, and you'll have moments like that because people are not ready to own up to truth and to walk in their authenticity. So they'll side with what's comfortable or what everyone else is doing, and some people will just sell you out because they have no loyalty. And right before Christ went through his crucifixion, which was the Christ consciousness, that's how he reached that place with the crowns of thorn, the crown of thorn, or the crown of thorns, yes. Um, but right before he was put to crucifixion, he was betrayed by his people. And sometimes, like, those experiences, I don't want to say sometimes, I would say, like, when those experiences happen to you, it is for you to level up in your consciousness of discernment as well. You know, the fact that Christ already knew, he was intuitive, he was prophetic, he already knew that that was going to happen to him. And you may have secretly or just deep down subconsciously knew that, the people that have hurt you, you knew that it was coming, or you felt it, you sensed that there was always some sort of signs. Um, that certain people did not have your best interests or intentions, or couldn't love you the way that you love them, you know? And it has to happen a certain way. I mean, it happens so that you do rise, in your consciousness, in your discernment, in um, and then also it's like no hard feelings. Like, you learn not to be bitter or upset. And it's natural to be upset initially. It's natural to feel some type of way or to be hurt, by these actions. But the higher consciousness understands that it's not really that personal. It's a part of the journey. It's a part of the awakening. It's even to see, like, people like this, they themselves have their own internal issues, and it's just a projection of how they feel about themselves, or the level of capacity they have to love, or to show up for themselves, or to be authentic, to be real. It has nothing to do with some sort of lack inside of me, you know. um so that's the real of it. So if you're going through that period where it appears as though things are happening to you, or things are ending around you, or there's closures, or there's chapters that's closing, or you feel the need or the desire to walk away or let go or close or shut down whatever you need to, or shift out of, or to level up past where you are, you're definitely in alignment with where you're supposed to be. And it may not feel like it at first, um, but you are. And the truth is too that, and it's hurtful when you have to walk away from people, or people walk away from you, where relationships don't last, or people break up, or people betray you, or people cheat on you, or whatever the case may be. Um, it hurts. But the truth of the matter is that usually when that happens, it's a sign that, okay, this is an assignment, or this is a chapter of my life that is closing and ending. And there's a blessing on the other side of this, because the truth is that not everyone is meant to come with you in your season of blessings. So if there's beautiful things that are on the other side for you, coming in, or that blessings are in your life, not everybody is meant to be around to experience that. Some of you guys have allowed people to ride the wave that they had no business, even aborting, you know, boarding onto in the beginning. They had no business even riding the wave with you. You know, um, some people benefit off of your energy when they have no business. So yeah, it's just time to look forward, look ahead. I'm getting like Six of Swords energy in my mind. I'm seeing both the Ten of Swords and the Six of Swords in my mind's eye. So it's like that in between state of the Six of Swords and the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is the beginning of an end, or the ending that leads to a new beginning. And it might be a painful one, but you're transitioning past the negativity. You're transitioning past the gaslighting yourself, or allowing other people to gaslight you, because like I said, intuitively you already know when somebody has your best interest or not. It's always going to be something, like you might fight yourself and go, oh no, they would never, oh no, but there's something inside of you that you always know when something don't feel right, don't sit right about a situation or a person, whether you're a man or woman. But women's with intuition, you know when some shit ain't right, you sense it, you feel it. um so this is the season of endings and beginnings, and this is so that, when you cut the ties, and you it could feel like you're being forsaken. It can't feel like that, like, damn, why is this happening to me? Like, what the hell did I do? Like, why? It could feel that way, yeah. um but no, it's for your greater good, you know. It's for your greater good, because you have ties on you that will not allow your wing. It's like keeping your wings tied down to weighty energies that won't allow you to fly, that won't allow you to elevate, And once you start clipping those cords or those ties off of you, you can rise, you can excel past where you are. Ooh, you have Durga with Seven of Fire. Allah, Ten of Earth, which is the Ten of Pentacles. Hamu Fushi, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, with the Four of Fire, Four of Wands energy. Maeve with Seven of Water, Seven of Cups. Galish, hopefully I'm saying her name right, Eight of Earth at the bottom, top of the deck. Skadi, Skadai, I don't know these names. Amazon of Air. Okay. This energy right here looks like a fertility goddess. It looks like a blood moon, or a blood moon eclipse, or some sort of eclipse energy. So some of you guys, like, you have whether you are a man or a woman, you have like this energy that feeds everyone. Like, not literally, but maybe literally too, yes, for some of you. Um, but it's like your energy is feeding multiple sources. Like, people feed off of your energy and what you provide, what you give. It's like a lot of taker energy, you know. Um, because it's like, it doesn't matter who, whether it's blood or not, like if it's people that you look at as your loved ones, they're your family, they're your community with the 10 of earth, 10 of pentacles energy. And I feel like some of these people, not all of them, but it is an energy of like taking. Um, the fact that this is a statue, and I do believe it's a sacred statue here, but it does give an energy of um, being everything to everyone, but not being enough or everything to yourself, if that makes sense. Like wanting to show up for everyone, wanting to be the right, wanting to be the right, wanting to do right, wanting to be what everyone wants you to be. Like, yeah, I'll show up. Yes, I'll do this. Yes, I'll, I'll just saying yes, even when your heart or your body or your energy says, I can't, I don't want to. And I feel like with the Seven of Fire, the Durga card being the first one out is like you're saying no, you're annihilating energies that need to be put to rest. And there's something with these darker, lower energies that may have like worked against you for so long or that you just couldn't see it, annihilating it, having the courage to do it and say, you know what, fuck this, I'm not dealing with this anymore. This isn't having an impact on me anymore. I refuse. And putting that thing to rest. Yeah, because I feel like you played the game long enough to kind of get, you know, let's just keep this thing real, okay, real quick, or just period throughout the whole reading. Let's just continue to keep it real. You're not meant to fit in, and I feel like that's a problem that a lot of people that are not meant to fall into line with the status quo and are meant to break cycles and chains and patterns. um they are not meant to fit in. They are meant to be that thing, that energy, that essence that shifts things, that shakes shit up. And of course it's not going to be comfortable for those that benefit from those patterns, those cycles, um those traumas, those false ideologies, systems. You don't resonate with that. So of course you're not going to fit in. Of course you're not going to be everyone's favorite. And you have to be okay with that. And again, don't take it personal because it's only a reflection of how people feel about within themselves or where they're at with themselves or where they allow themselves to go, if that makes sense. So you're just a catalyst to that. And I feel like you've tried to fit into um certain spaces, environments, circles, and you find that you just don't always. And it's not to say that you don't have people, because you do, but a person that's trying to win the crowd, um, trying to win the approval of everyone is completely delusional, because not everybody is going to relate and resonate with you. Not everyone is meant for you. Not everybody is a good person. So why does it matter? And even hurtful more so when it's community or when it's family or when it's religious spaces like churches and things like that. Sometimes you're just not going to fit into the fold of everything, and that is okay. You're not meant to blend in. That's not your story. You're not meant to blend in. So trying to be everything for everyone is not natural, and it's not going to work for you. Don't waste all of your cups. It's an illusion to think that everyone's going to like or love you. It's just not going to happen. Um, some people don't even like themselves. That is another revelation that you'll come to, is that some people don't even like themselves. So why even care about what people think about you? You have to be okay with being the exception. You have to be okay with being the odd man out, because when everyone is the same, that is insanity, actually. When everybody's fitting in and getting along, that is insane. Like, not saying that people shouldn't get along. I don't want to, because that's not what I'm saying. Getting along in a sense of like trauma bonding and going along with the bullshit, and like that is insanity. So deciding to disassociate or disconnect from that, or being ostracized out of that, is actually a blessing. Okay, I'm gonna read the Four of Fire real quick just to get a better context of this card. Um, she uses fire to receive messages from the gods or the ancestors. So I do want to kind of go back to, because I did mention Pele at the beginning. I didn't really get too in depth with Pele's energy, but if you've been guided to do some sort of transmutation work with fire, so it could be like burn letters, like writing letters to release energies or release people, cord cutting. Um, I just burned some ancestor money for my ancestors today. Could be something such as that. It could be working with candles. It could be working with whatever it is, or working with fire, dragon energy within yourself, or meditation, but something with that. Um, you might have the gift of scrying with fire, because that is definitely a gift. Um, it says a wood fire works best, but any flame may be used. Scry, I can never say this word, y'all, so please forgive me. Scrying involves a soft gaze and an open mind. Let the spirit ones speak as they will, whether in thought, image, or simple symbol. Clean your house, smudge your home and yourself with sage to purify the energies. If you are allergic to smoke, use an aromatic spray or a few drops of essential oil mixed with water. White sage is traditional, but you can use any herb or scent you find clean and refreshing. Every home needs a hearth, a heart, a center. Every heart and hearth needs tending. If the relationship with your home are fraught with stress, then relaxation and some simple care are in order. Gather your loved ones, celebrate your existence, and value your connection. Your life has been given to you by your ancestors. Acknowledge the gift even if you cannot honor those who passed it along. Remember that the fire they gave you is now yours to carry forward. Your fire, your spirit, and energy has to last you all of your life. Do not waste it in pursuits unaligned with your nature and purpose. Do not pollute your future through your poor behavior in the present. Um, the part that stood out to me was like cleansing your space, especially if you're closing chapters, cleansing energies. You definitely want to clear out the energies and also then welcome in new energy, and purify your space that way as well. So if smudging is what you're, into, using incense or uh, palisanto or sage, um, or sprays, whatever you feel guided to, doing a floor wash, like, with some Florida water or some lemons and oranges and cinnamon, just to bring in that peaceful energy, happiness, abundance in your home, with setting that intention. Yeah. And then Miss Durga, it says, know which weapon to use for the fight. To do this, you must first know what weapons you have available to you. They may be tools, talents, skills, or allies. Know your ground, your position, and make a stand. Defend your rights and the rights of others. Do not confuse rights with privileges, nor convenience with virtue. Identify your personal demons. Demons can be so subtle and your compliance so ingrained. Remember that fierce compassion begins with self care. Fight the demons, not yourself. Do not give up because something is hard. It will be accomplished if you keep trying. Will and energy together accomplish great things. Will without energy turns rigid and inert. Energy without will becomes scattered and chaotic. Dress your altar with red foods, cloths, flowers, and fruits. Include arrows or other metal items and a mirror. Use camphor. I can't remember how to pronounce that. and then sandalwood in your aromas. So this could be like alter things if you're into that. But like the part that really stood out to me was working through your own inner demons, you know, having the courage to stand up and defend, to persevere past anything that's like in the way of your progression and your growth, your peace. Okay. So let's look at the seven of water or seven of cups energy. This is the Irish goddess of intoxication. It says your imagination is the gateway to success in the situation. Think from a place where there are no boxes. Use this power you have to see things inside your mind that are not seen with the eyes open. Visualize the situation and ask the answer to be revealed. Give your fantasies free reign, sorry. Do not get bogged down in practical matters such as how will you get there. Just like sleeping dreams, fantasies most often show scenarios of wish fulfillment or frustration. Also, as in night vision, something unexpected can pop out in a daydream, giving you have relaxed enough to veer off from the usual scripts. The daydreams will give your mind a vacation. The surprises will give you deeper information and direction. Communication from your deep self is more symbolic than literal. A single symbol can hold an important message. Do not be unappreciative because it's simplicity. Do not put off or distracted by emotions that can erupt from the inner world. Persevere through deep understanding. Emotions can be how your subconscious gets you to pay attention to the message, but may not be the point of the message. Okay. So for some of you, I do feel like your intuition, like you work best with the realm of vision, clairvoyance, maybe even clairsentience. With balance, because like it's okay to tap in and allow like, yourself to dream or to tap in um through visions and things like that, but do not get carried away. But there is something like where your solutions, your answers are there, and you might not be fully receptive to receive it because you again, like if you've been gaslit most of your life by people or told, oh, you're doing too much, you're thinking too deep into things, and it's not like, to not, how do I explain it? To not take, it's almost like to gaslight so that the solution does not get resolved, or that others don't have to take accountability for certain things or work through what they need to. It's almost like let's push past that. Let's not deal with that. um and you might feel or know the truth. You might have visions or dreams of what's really the deal, what's really going on. And I'm not saying to encourage you to be paranoid and to give in to false illusions and visions and everybody's working against you, because I know that that's something that people can get too invested in and become very paranoid and start thinking that people are plotting against them, and then it becomes a whole um psychosis. So please be careful of stuff like that. But if you know for a fact, like you see like the toxicity around you and everybody is just like, oh no, it's not there, it's not happening, or you know that this person that you're with is unfaithful and you see it and you know it, all the red flags are there and they're trying to tell you that you're tripping, you're crazy, you're jealous. You could be having dreams about people cheating on you, um not saying that every time someone has a dream that means that their partner's cheating on them, but it's like if your waking life is showing you signs and you're just ignoring it, or someone's like pushing back, trying to make you think that you're crazy, your visions, your intuition is going to reveal it to you as well. If your waking life is not enough to show you like, no, this shit is really going on. Okay, so the 10 of earth, 10 of pentacles, with the goddess of the ground. It says, if there was bad blood between you and another, this is a good time to make peace. Let the relationship be honest, neither idealized nor denied. Let your encounter be respectful and straightforward. If the other has transgressed too severely, let the relationship go. Leave the other to Allah. Do not seek vengeance. Seek people who are trustworthy. If you have good fortune, this is a good time to celebrate it. Gather friends and family for a feast. Buy things of value for your home and gifts for your loved ones. Buy from your community. Support people whose work you admire. Include this include the less fortunate in your giving. Put your hands on the bare earth. Feel the immensity opening up beneath them. Everything is there beneath you and all around you. The past and the future, the dead and the unborn. The power to bring forth all things time again. Feel this power swell up into your own hands and know that you can make what you can give. Renew this basic connection with the earth on a regular basis. With hands and feet and more, remember your life comes from and where your life is lived. Okay. Good advice. Okay. Um, I don't think I need to even go further into that one because I feel like that was pretty straightforward. All right, so I'm gonna ask to tap into. We're gonna tap into Mother Isis energy or Aset's energy and see what other energies surround you at this time, in this period, in this season. Dark mysteries. Enter the chamber of the dark goddess. Okay, these cards are very detailed. You know, the messages in the guidebook. So I do reference the guidebook too as well. Um, but you're being called to step into the unknown. Basically, in short, to be not afraid of what's on the other side. Um, I'm hearing that scripture. I think it's a Psalms. The Psalms 23. Though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Um, really, from what I've learned, um, that it's been said that that's really talking about, um, if it's not the whole, I don't want to misquote this, but I know it has something to do with Osiris and walking in the chambers of, or the realm of the dead, and not being afraid. For thou rod and thy staff comfort me, hence Osiris, the rod and thy staff. And at the bottom of the deck is healing the divine masculine with Osiris rises. So some of you guys, this is healing within, the divine masculine energy within yourselves. And it does not have to be just men. It can also resonate with women as well. The energy of protection or feeling alone in this world, not feeling protected, not feeling stood up for, not feeling valued enough. That energy of abandonment, um, and protection also needs to be dealt with or healed for some of you. Okay, I'm trying to find the dark mysteries. Mhm. It's funny, like how you can look over something real quick. It's like you can see everything else, but then what you're looking for, you can't see it. All right, I found the page. Okay. So it says the dark goddess calls you to her inner chamber where she holds a test and a gift for you. The test is your willingness to meet and release the fears within you that have been secretly holding you back. The gift is freedom, peace, opportunity, and prosperity in all its forms. Will you accept her call? Your time for deeper initiation is here. When the dark goddess calls you, it is a life changing experience. It is not always easy, but the rewards for those brave enough to answer her call and enter her inner chambers are tremendous indeed. The rewards are a life lived more fearlessly, the gift of loving and being just who you are in truth, without having to impress or bow to another out of fear of rejection. My child, yes. Okay. Wow. It is more open and expansive way to live, and it attracts the bounty of the Dark Mother, her gifts of love, opportunity, peace, and prosperity, well being, and wisdom. It takes a strong soul to go through this test and into the liberation it delivers. But you are ready, dear initiate of the light. The dark goddess calls you into initiation when you have been working on your own shadow, bringing your whole self to light. During such times, we often need help as the shadow work can be uncomfortable, painful, or just quite difficult to undertake as we are working with the unconscious material, trying to bring it into the light of our conscious awareness. Working with the shadow, part of us that we have deemed unlovable, or the parts that seem too marvelous to actually be us requires courage. The dark goddess will call you when your own shadow needs healing and integration, when something within is holding you back, when instead, if acknowledged and brought into the light of awareness, it could actually help you move forward. Often, the shadow element that needs integration when the dark goddess is present is power in some form or another. It may be personal power, spiritual power, or a relationship to power that needs to change for you to blossom and for life and its gifts to manifest more abundantly for you. Becoming more powerful does not necessarily mean gaining more force. Or often for advanced soul, it actually means surrendering our will into alignment with greater forces of divine will, allowing us to consciously participate in the flow of life, sensing the signs and nudges that lead us towards our greatest manifestation of soul this lifetime. Often, when we are reclaiming our power and defining for ourselves what it is to be powerful, we are confronted with fears of loss, failure, abandonment, and rejection. It can be painful at times, but accepting and releasing the pain brings such deep relief and happiness to the self. It is good to confront those fears with loving and a firm approach and be open to taking risk and growing anyway. This is what Isis as the dark goddess teaches us, not to be afraid, to go into the dark places and the difficult feelings within. They may seem ugly at first, yet if we allow ourselves to go there with some conscious awareness in place, we can realize that these parts of us just need love and acceptance. And those parts that we once revealed often blossom and turn into our greatest assets and a more conscious, helpful version of themselves. We need radical trust to do this inner work and take her initiation. The dark goddess will support and nurture you through her tests as she guides you to receive the gift of more of yourself, no longer shackled in fear and hidden away, but ready to be in the world with brightness and vigor. There is a ritual if you want to, engage in that. I will pull it up so you guys can screenshot it because I'm not reading all that because that was a lot that I just read. But I felt led to read it all to you. Hopefully, you guys can see the first page. Hold on. And then here's the last page, and there's an incantation. All right, so that was the dark goddess message from Aset, Mama Isis. All right. I'm actually going to close the reading out with the Mother Mary Oracle, so I'm going to hold off on that for a second, but let's tap into the Christ Consciousness Oracle too as well. Let's see what messages want to come through. What are the lessons? What are the messages for this collective? Christ Consciousness Essence. Make it clear, make it plain, cast down all vain imaginations. Wow. You got Jesus. Y'all want to hear something else that was funny today that I was like geeked and I was laughing in spirit. Like, spirit, you just do too much all the time. It's funny. So I had someone deliver some hair products because I ordered some hair products offline and I had them deliver it to me. And the delivery driver's name was Jesus. It's spelled like Jesus, but you know, it's really pronounced Jesus. But yeah, so I had somebody named Jesus drop my shit off today. I thought that was funny. I'm like, okay, spirit. I love the spiritual humor. But Anyway, so you have Jesus with follow my lead. Okay. Let the Christ consciousness energy lead you forward. And I feel like the energy that I'm getting from this card, just with that boat, remember how I was saying you're in the middle of that transition. You're in that energy of the Six of Swords, and the Ten of Swords. They're being in between both of those states, or any of the cards in between. The Seven of Swords, not knowing what to trust or who to trust. Or can I trust myself? The Eight of Swords being in your head. Am I overthinking things? Kind of gaslighting yourself. The Nine of Swords being stuck in that place of fear, of worry. What if this happens, or what if that happens? And it kind of keeps you in that limbo state, even though you're transitioning past the drama, past the pain, past all of the destructive, all of the um, just toxicity, period, or things that just eclipse themselves out. It just doesn't, it's not there for you. It's not there serving you any longer, or if it ever was, leading to the Ten of Swords, where it's like it's an inevitable end, but it's also an inevitable beginning. So that boat also can represent faith and trust. Like, how much do you trust in the midst of what seems to be a scary time? I think about, it was a story in the Bible where the disciples were sleeping on a boat, and the boat was like, like naturally, if the waters are raging and the waves are throwing you around, naturally you're going to be scared that you're going to have a disaster on the boat, right? And Christ woke up because everybody was like frantic and like worried, and he was like, do you not have faith? Like, go back to sleep, like, I'm going back to sleep. I don't know about y'all, but so he goes back to sleep, and he's meaning like, I'm not tripping off of what's going on. I'm not tripping off of what seems to be chaotic. I'm more stronger than that. My mind is more powerful than that. That's a Christ consciousness, or a level of it, I'll say. Um yeah, a level of that, an aspect of that is faith, no matter what. Purity, return to innocence. Yeah. And a part of faith is like also having that childlike faith as well, where children just, they believe, and they have such a, they don't have much limitations in their beliefs. Like, they want something, they believe that they're going to have it, and they're grateful for the things that they receive. Like, that's one of the lessons that I've learned from kids, like, that I've really come to realize, is that they're grateful for the small things as well, and they bless it and they treat it like it's the biggest thing. So it's like we can take anything for granted because we're placing it in the quality of it based off of the size, based off of the, maybe the importance to others, based off of what we should be grateful for, thankful for, acknowledge as great or small. And with children, they don't necessarily think that way. You have tethered and caged with break free. So the opportunity to break free from the things that keep you stuck. Sometimes you don't even know exactly what that looks like, or where to start, where to begin, but sometimes we become imprisoned by the very thing that, or people or situations or environments that we've given power to. But in this energy, in this season, I do feel you're at a place where you're closing out cycles, you're breaking the chains. And these chains could be in the mind. And it's 1234 here. 1234. Like, yeah, this is, look that number up. 1234. What does that number mean spiritually or prophetically, or angel number, whatever you feel guided to, whatever you're led to go with that. Um, this is an energy of progression. This is an energy of progression. And either either you're ready to go, like either you're ready to go there or you're not. You know, nothing's keeping you imprisoned, but your belief that you're stuck and you cannot free yourself. Okay. Where's that other deck? There's another deck I want to use. It's the Angel Gods and Goddesses deck. Now this is like one of my first decks I've ever owned. It was actually gifted to me by someone. And I just resonated with them so much. I worked with them early today. I haven't used this deck in years, and I've just worked with them today, earlier. So I wanted to use them for this reading as well. So let's see what messages want to come out. Yeah, so as we celebrate Easter, it's actually the day of the fertility goddess Ishtar, or that's at least where the energy of Easter really stems from. That's where you get the eggs and the bunny rabbits and shit like that. So allegedly, I should say. All right. Angel of Finances. Honor and give thanks for the blessings you are about to receive. Okay. Goddess of the unknown. A new chapter of your life is around the corner. Remove fear and embrace the unknown. Goddess of knowledge. Start to apply what you already know and trust your intuition. Goddess of the shadows. What you perceive to be your dark side holds a hidden treasure. So going back to the goddess of the dark mysteries, I noticed that all of your cards almost were goddess cards, except for the angel of finances. So that divine feminine goddess energy is here. The power of creation and birthing is here. This is about speaking your blessings into existence, not just finances, but just blessings, opportunities. You don't have to know when, how, or what that looks like or what is it. Just plainly speaking it out into existence that I am receptive to all the abundance and the blessings that the divine most high has for me, that the universe, the true blessings for me that the universe holds that is in alignment with me. The blessed connections, relationships, associations, opportunities, um, whatever that is, like just being receptive and open to that energy and speaking it into existence that you're already grateful for. You already have it energetically, it's already yours. Sorry, you got your name on it. And to trust in the unknown right now, you don't need to know everything. You don't need to know how everything is going to unfold or work out. Um, if your soul is telling you this, I feel like I need to let this go. I need to walk away from this, or this is a decision or the choice I need to make. If that's what your heart is telling you, your intuition, your guidance is telling you to do it. Even though you may be like, I don't know how this is going to work out. You're going to put yourself in that 8 of Swords and 9 of Swords energy, trying to figure it all out and trying to, oh, well, I need to make sure I do this. And what if I'm wrong? And like you're involving, like you're getting yourself twisted up and involving yourself with things that don't need your focus or attention, or it's not something that you need to worry about. You're creating a outcome that doesn't even exist. So yeah, trust your intuition, because it's your time to rise and to shine. Like, you had to descend in order to ascend. Like, yeah, you had to have those down moments. You had to have moments where you felt like shit or that people made you feel like shit. Like, All of that has to play a role in order for you to die to that ego, like let it go, like the performing, the need to feel like, oh, I gotta fit in and I have to do this. You're letting those things fall away so that you can rise into your true self, or to fully embrace that true self or your gifts and say, fuck it, like there's no limits on me. There's nothing holding me back. If you already done went through some painful shit and you know what pain looks like, you know what betrayal looks like, you know what ostracized looks like, you know what rejection feels like, you know what feeling like misunderstood feels like. You've been there, you've done that, you've experienced that. You've been, I don't know, cheated on, lied to, played with, left, left behind, or told you were not good enough, or you needed to be less than this, or you're too much of this, or you're not enough of that. You've been told, you've been through that. It's already been happened. Now it's like, what else is holding you? There's nothing that can hold you. There's nothing that no one can say to you anymore that should phase you or hurt you, because you've been through the worst of the worst in your own personal experience of ways, to the point where you should know yourself enough to never be affected by, or ever get it twisted, or ever get it um or ever take it personal, when someone or something does not like you or doesn't resonate with you or no longer wants you around, or when you love yourself enough to say, well, I'm not going to be anywhere, or I'm not going to accept anything that's less than what I deserve, or I'm not going to be anywhere where I'm not wanted or loved. I'm not settling for just being tolerated or just being desired or an afterthought, second rate, second best, settled for, what have you. It will not, you won't take that shit personal anymore, because you're only going to be receptive to, excuse me, receptive and accepted by what it is that is for you, and what sees you, what appreciates you, who or what appreciates you, who and what honors you, what is yours. Period. Period. Okay, so now let's get a message from the Mother Mary Oracle deck. Okay, looks like two cards here. Yeah, okay. Lady, or Our Lady of Growth Assured, and Our Lady of Sacred Union. Okay, beautiful. Let's see what the messages are. And this kind of looks like the Black Madonna depiction, with the Divine Child as well in the picture. Okay. These messages can be quite lengthy, so let's, for sure, try not to keep you on here too long, y'all. Okay, so Our Lady of Growth Assured. It says, "This is a beautiful man, or there is a beautiful manifestation which you have long desired coming to fruition now. It is important to the well being of your own soul and to the healing of our world that you have patience and allow this birth to happen at the best timing. If it happens too soon or too late, there will be unnecessary complications. It will take care, or I will take care, sorry, I will take care of the timing. As you trust me, you will find the birth of your dream happens naturally with great joy. There is something that you are considering embarking upon, either a new project, or taking a chance on a new interest or social connection, or even a new philosophy. Perhaps it is letting go that will lead to a new start. The oracle of Our Lady of Growth Assured comes to tell you that your success is already determined in heaven. What needs to be now is your continued effort and prayer, surrender and patience on the physical plane, and most importantly, your positive expectations without any attachment as to how it will happen. I literally just said that, okay? It says your positive expectations without any expectation as to how it will happen, that your situation is working out and will manifest perfectly. If we want to manifest something truly special in our lives, something that perhaps is a little out of the ordinary or contrary to what most people think is possible, then the blessing of Our Lady of Growth Assured is very helpful. To manifest, we must start with the inspiration or impulse from our heavenly divine self. That translates into inspired ideas, then thoughts, and perhaps plans. As we add our heart and passionate energy into the mix, we generate the fire we need to eventually act on opportunities in the physical world so that our manifestation can be complete and successful. The more extraordinary our desired manifestation, the more it is likely to challenge mass beliefs or tip our world upside down, even in the most wonderful way, and the more likely it is that there will be delays or difficulties with our manifestation. That is because we will be bumping up against some powerful opposing energies. What did I tell y'all? I said that in the beginning of the reading, that you are meant to challenge the norm. And there will be pushback for that because people are very accustomed to patterns and fixed beliefs and systems. And if you want to get deep, spiritual systems that have been created far beyond before you got here, before 10 generations got here, those traps that have been set keep you in a certain level or playing field spiritually or consciously, to not elevate past where you are, to think that this is just life, this is how it's just supposed to go. It's like if you think of a factory where products just keep, it's just like a cycle. Next product, okay, next product, next thing. It's like that is the mindset, the hamster wheel of the human consciousness sometimes, if it doesn't break free out of that system. Does that make sense? So like when you come in and you stop the shit, you stop the system. It's like, wait, we can't do this because it's not functioning the way that we think it should, or the way that it was designed to, or the way that we become accustomed to this, you know. But it's actually freeing, you know. Um, So it says the negative expectations of the world can cause even the brightest spirit to slump from time to time, losing energy and forgetting to trust in the unconditional love and incredible power of the Divine Mother. So when this happens, our manifestation process might get a little bumpy, hitting some snags here and there. If we come back to our center using the healing process for this oracle, we speed up the process again, getting back on track. Our Lady of Growth Assured comes to tell us not to give up. She tells us to have patience and work on feeling open hearted and open minded about our manifestations and how they can come into being. We work on feeling the energy of what we want to create. So, if it is abundance, for example, we work on cultivating the feeling of abundance as best we can, all the while remaining open to the manifestation of our intentions without attachment as to how, when, or what it will look like. She tells us not to turn away in fear of failure, especially when this oracle comes to us. Our manifestation is actually not far away at all. There is an expression that it is always darkest before the dawn. This is true with the manifestation process. Often, when all seems hopeless and signs of future life of our desires are apparently non existent, it is the moment before the birth. We must keep our faith and not require to see or require that we see all in advance, or even that we have proof along the way that something is happening. It can be hard to trust in such circumstances, but if it helps bring your dreams to life, then it is worth the effort. This oracle brings you help in trusting in your process now and a message that your desires are coming to life. Trust and know in your heart that your growth is assured and that your dreams are manifesting at the perfect time and in the perfect way. Okay. All right. Last card, number 37. And I will get On off of here. So Our Lady of Sacred Union, it says there is a conflict occurring within you, and perhaps you see this reflected in your world. There are warring opposites trying to find a way to be together in peace. It is not because you are doing something wrong, it is because you're doing something right. You are growing. I will keep you safe. I will ensure you find the way by which all can function in harmony. Trust me as I guide you into sacred union within yourself and within the world around you. Do not give up, beloved. Harmony will find its way into your heart soon. Okay, so it says sometimes choices need to be made between this way or that. Sometimes this is a healthy and essential for our growth. Yet there are other times when a choice of inclusion, choosing both sides this way and that is the way through which we can best grow. A choice of inclusion also allows us to learn how to bring apparently opposing forces together in harmony within us and our world. This might be showing up completely and is an internal issue for you. Perhaps you're dealing with conflicting desires for a family and love relationship to feel safe and secure internally in that community. But at the same time, you are longing for independence and freedom to explore and express yourself and your creativity in the world. Perhaps that inner struggle of coming together is far more subtle and difficult to pin down. A sense that you want to live your life lightly with joy, but also that you really want to know and be who you are and to not hide yourself from yourself or anyone else, even if that means expressing anger or sadness or fear. You might be trying to find a way to be both the mother and the lover or the father and the friend. You might be trying to find a way to be the healer and the vulnerable one who needs healing, love, and support too, despite all of your strength. This might also be an issue that is reflected in your physical world. Perhaps you're trying to decide on relationship issues such as whether to proceed into a marriage or wondering how to build a better relationship with yourself. Perhaps you're trying to bring your head and heart together so that your life feels aligned and moving in one direction rather than feeling pulled apart by competing demands on your time and energy. Our Lady of Sacred Union shows up when we are working on finding a way through opposition and disharmony and into integration and functional behavior. Conflict can be an essential aspect of growth, like friction that creates sparks and fuels a fire of transition, a transformation. Our challenges can fire us up and give us the impetus we need, hope I'm saying that right, to take action and be bold. Or sometimes they can wear us down and lead us into emotional fatigue and depression, particularly if we feel that the challenge has been continuing on far too long without respite or relief. No matter whether we are on the fire with passion for finding a solution or drained and exhausted and needing to tender, nourishing grace of heaven to inspire us with a solution that we have not as of yet been able to find, Our Lady is here to help. She asks you not to worry about one choice or another, but to make space in your heart for a third option, another perspective, another way to be with this issue. She says there is always another way to be, no matter how set in stone your situation or issue may appear to be. There is always another way, another perspective, another path through the issue into resolution. Allow her to bless you with her guiding hand now as she shows you the way through into harmony. All right, so that was our message, y'all. All right, I hope that was helpful. I'm gonna get my assets off of here. Y'all be blessed, be safe, take care, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. All right, until the next one, peace, love.